In the far reaches of the galaxy, the war between the Terran Federation and the Xel'karn Empire raged on. For years, humanity had been pushed back, their colonies destroyed, and their fleets decimated. The Xel'karn, a race of towering, four-armed warriors with a penchant for cruelty, had mocked humanity's resilience. To them, humans were nothing more than frail beings clinging to outdated ideals of courage and honor. But on the desolate world of Bastion 7, all that would change. Captain Marcus Drell stood atop the battered fortifications of Bastion 7, his eyes scanning the horizon. The ground shook with the tremors of the approaching Xel'karn forces. His men, a ragtag group of survivors from various shattered battalions, looked to him for guidance. They were outnumbered and outgunned, but Drell's resolve was unshakable. "We hold here," he declared, his voice carrying over the howling winds. "For our families, for our families, for our fallen, for humanity, we make our stand." The Xel'karn commander, General Corvax, observed the human defenses through a pair of advanced binoculars. His laughter echoed through his command tent, causing his subordinates to join in. "Look at them," Corvax sneered, scurrying like ants, thinking they can withstand the might of the Xel'karn Empire. Pathetic. His lieutenants, equally disdainful, nodded in agreement. They had grown accustomed to swift victories and easy conquests. The idea that these fragile humans could pose any threat was laughable. "General," one of the lieutenants said, "shall we crush them now? It will be over before dinner." Corvax grinned, revealing rows of sharp teeth. "Yes, let's show these insects the true power of the Xel'karn." The assault began with a deafening roar. Xel'karn dropships descended from the sky, unleashing waves of infantry and armored units. The ground shook as the massive war machines advanced, their cannons blazing. Captain Drell and his men braced themselves. The first wave hit them like a tidal wave, but they held their ground. Plasma bolts and railgun rounds flew through the air, striking Xel'karn soldiers and machines alike. The air was thick with the acrid smell of burning metal and ozone. Sergeant Kyle Reynolds, a burly soldier with a talent for heavy weapons, manned a fortified turret. His booming voice cut through the chaos as he directed his team's fire. "Focus on the walkers. Take out their legs." Private Jake Thompson, a sharpshooter with nerves of steel, picked off Xel'karn officers from a distance. Each shot was precise, each kill a small victory. Despite the overwhelming odds, the humans fought with a ferocity that took the Xel'karn by surprise. For every human that fell, two more seemed to rise in their place, driven by Drell's unyielding determination. Hours turned into days. The siege showed no signs of letting up. Bastion 7's defenses were battered, but not broken. Inside the command center, Drell pored over tactical maps with his officers. "Captain, we can't keep this up forever," Lieutenant Greg Harris said, his voice tinged with exhaustion. "We're running low on ammo and medical supplies." Drell nodded, acknowledging the grim reality. "We have to hold out until reinforcements arrive. Command promised they'd send help." Just then, a communication officer burst into the room. "Sir, incoming transmission from the Xel'karn General." The holographic image of General Corvax flickered to life. His arrogant smirk was unmistakable. "Captain Drell," Corvax began, "I must commend you on your tenacity. Few have lasted this long against us. But your resistance is futile. Surrender now and I might spare your men." Drell's eyes blazed with defiance. "We will never surrender. We fight for more than just survival. We fight for our right to exist. And as long as there's breath in our bodies, we will resist you." Corvax's smirk faded, replaced by a scowl. "So be it. Prepare to be annihilated." The Xel'karn launched their final assault with unprecedented ferocity. Their war machines advanced, supported by aerial bombardments. The ground itself seemed to split apart under the sheer force of their attack. Captain Drell and his men fought with every ounce of strength they had left. The lines blurred between exhaustion and adrenaline. Reynolds' turret blazed until it melted, while Thompson's rifle ran dry, forcing him to take up a fallen comrade's weapon. In the midst of the chaos, Drell found himself face to face with Corvax. The Xel'karn general towered over him, his four arms wielding deadly plasma blades. "Your resistance ends here," human Corvax growled. Drell's grip tightened on his rifle. "Not today." The two clashed in a brutal melee, each blow resonating with the weight of their respective causes. Corvax's strength was overwhelming, but Drell's resolve was unbreakable. He fought with everything he had, driven by the memories of those he had lost and the hope for those he still fought for. As the battle raged around them, Drell managed to land a critical blow, severing one of Corvax's arms. The Xel'karn roared in pain and fury, but Drell pressed on. With a final, desperate strike, he drove his blade into Corvax's chest, ending the general's life. The death of General Corvax sent shockwaves through the Xel'karn forces. Their advance faltered, their morale shattered. Seeing their leader fall at the hands of a human was a blow they had not anticipated. Reinforcements from the Terran Federation finally arrived, breaking through the Xel'karn lines and forcing them into a full retreat. The sky was filled with the cheers of human soldiers as they watched their enemies flee. Captain Drell, battered and bleeding, stood amidst the wreckage. His men gathered around him, their faces a mix of relief and admiration. "We did it," Sir Reynolds said, clapping Drell on the shoulder. "We actually did it." Drell nodded, his eyes scanning the horizon where the Xel'karn had vanished. "This isn't over. But today we showed them what humanity is capable of. We showed them our strength, our determination." Private Thompson stepped forward, his voice steady. "We showed them that we're not just frail beings, we're warriors." Drell smiled, a rare sight that filled his men with hope. "Damn right we are. Now let's tend to our wounded and prepare for what's next. The Xel'karn know we won't back down, and as long as we stand together we will never be defeated." The Battle of Bastion 7 became a legend among the stars, a tale of human resilience and courage that inspired countless others. The Xel'karn, once dismissive of humanity, now regarded them with a newfound respect and caution. The war was far from over, but the tide had turned. Humanity had proven that they were not to be underestimated, that they could stand against impossible odds and emerge victorious. And at the heart of that legend was Captain Marcus Drell, a symbol of unwavering resolve and the indomitable spirit of humanity.